BBC's latest plea for license fees proves exactly why people are snubbing it. What has the BBC ever done for me? Is the broadcasting giant's latest attempt to protect license fees. A star-studded advert led by beloved comedian Romesh Ranganathan. It's essentially a 4-minute ode to the BBC's most iconic shows, including EastEnders, Doctor Who, and Strictly Come Dancing, as well as an opportunity to plug their charitable endeavors. Who cares if they've raised £2.5 billion for charity? Romesh exclaims, before referencing the BBC's various news channels, podcasts, radio stations, and children's programs, too. It says here that the money we pay for the BBC creates over £6.5 billion for the economy, which actually sounds pretty good, Romesh concludes, before asking, what has the BBC ever done for me? An advert which seeks to prove that the BBC has value, which it undisputedly does. The problem is that it's focusing on all the wrong things.
Tired of messy watermelon prep? The crisp taste 2-in-1 watermelon cutter slices neat cubes quickly, then switches to a retractable fork for easy serving with less mess. Want to check today's Amazon deal? Scan the QR code now or visit grabdeal.us/3 before it's gone.
Offering a rose-tinted, style-over-substance window into the BBC's glamorous past. What the PR stunt fails to do is actually address the problems in the present and how they can be improved. Of course, the BBC has an impressive slate of content, and of course, it has raised money for charities and helped the economy. No one is disputing or criticizing these facts. The actual problem is that the license fee, which is currently an eye-watering £180 per year, is supposedly justified by the BBC's mission statement. According to the broadcaster, its mission is to act in the public interest by providing impartial, high-quality and distinctive output and services which inform, educate, and entertain. The issue is, however, that the promise of impartiality is not being upheld. Just last year, the organization's former Director General, Tim Davie, was forced to resign after the BBC was hit with claims of bias. The allegations were made by Michael Prescott, a former independent advisor to the BBC's editorial guidelines and standards board. In an official memo which was leaked in November, Prescott cited concerns with the editing of one of President Donald Trump's speeches, as well as the broadcaster's coverage of trans issues and the war in Gaza. Bear in mind, all of this unfolded less than a year ago, and in the months since, the same problems have recurred. Most recently, the BBC was hit with further claims of bias after a 10-part series on Brexit, which aired on BBC Radio 4, included just one Leave campaigner. Former BBC journalist David Keithley, now the managing director of Newswatch, a group which monitors the impartiality of public service broadcasters, told The Telegraph, the BBC is still pro-EU, still anti-Brexit, and still unwilling to admit it. Adding to the growing distrust of the BBC, aside from the broadcaster's lack of impartiality, the nation is growing tired of the endless behind-the-scenes scandals. In the last 2 years alone, Strictly's stars have been rocked by allegations of bullying and misconduct in the training room, as well as drug use. Even more recently, DJ Scott Mills, formerly the highest-paid presenter at the BBC from 2025-26, was sacked in March for historical sexual offenses. We can confirm the BBC was made aware in 2017 of the existence of an ongoing police investigation, which was subsequently closed in 2019 with no arrest or charge being made, said a spokesperson for the organization. We are doing more work to understand the details of what was known by the BBC at this time. Now, does any of this controversy appear in What Has the BBC Ever Done for Me? Of course not. It's a shiny advert. But what it does reiterate is the broadcaster's continued insistence to gloss over the fundamental issues at the heart of the institution. Rather than offering viewers potential solutions and plans for improvement, what we get is a stuck-in-the-past musical montage of greatest hits. Who cares if the BBC is biased and fraught with scandals that knock public trust? There's nothing some choreography, a dash of glitter, and a jingle can't fix.